Today's book we're going to be reading will be based on the story of Joseph. That is found in Genesis chapter 37 through 50, and Genesis is in the Old Testament. Hope you enjoy the book. Today we're going to read a book called Joseph and His Coat of Many Colors, adapted by Tess Fries, illustrated by Cheryl Mendenhall. Once there was an old man named Jacob who had 12 sons. Of all his sons, he loved Joseph the most. Jacob gave Joseph a special coat of bright and beautiful colors. Joseph's brothers were very jealous, for they knew Joseph was their father's favorite son. Joseph had two strange dreams about golden sheaves of corn and sparkling stars bowing down before him. His dreams meant that one day he would be greater than his brothers. His brothers were so angry, how could Joseph think that they would ever bow before him? One day, Jacob asked Joseph to go check on his brothers, who were many miles away taking care of their sheep and cattle. When Joseph's brothers saw him coming, they decided that they wanted to get rid of him so that he would never rule over them. Reuben, the oldest brother, didn't really want to hurt Joseph. He told his brothers to throw Joseph into a pit so that he could rescue him later. Joseph's brothers tore off his colorful coat and threw him into a deep, dark pit. Joseph begged his brothers to let him out. He was so afraid. A short time later, while Reuben was gone, some traveling merchants came by, and the brothers got another idea. The brothers pulled Joseph from the pit and sold him to the merchants for 20 pieces of silver. When they got home, they showed their father Joseph's coat and told him that wild animals had killed Joseph. Jacob cried because he thought Joseph was dead. The merchants took Joseph to Egypt. He looked at the towering pyramids and the great Nile River. He wondered what would happen to him. Maybe he had worried that God had forgotten about him, but God was always with Joseph. Joseph was sold to a rich man named Potiphar. Potiphar liked Joseph because he was a hard worker. Joseph was always cheerful and always told the truth. One day, Potiphar had Joseph thrown into prison. Potiphar thought Joseph had done something terrible, but Joseph was innocent. Joseph probably felt all alone in prison, but God was with him. The butler and the baker for the Pharaoh of Egypt were in prison along with Joseph. One night, they each had a scary dream. God helped Joseph tell them what their dreams meant. Soon, the butler went back to work for Pharaoh. 2 long years later, the Pharaoh had a strange dream. The butler remembered Joseph and thought he could help the Pharaoh understand his dream, so the Pharaoh sent for Joseph. God helped Joseph explain the Pharaoh's dream. Joseph said, God is showing you what he is going to do. For 7 years, there will be plenty of food for everyone. After that, there will be 7 years with so little food that many people will starve. Joseph also told the Pharaoh how to save food now, so that there would be enough food for later. The Pharaoh knew God had made Joseph wise, so he assigned Joseph to be second in command over all of Egypt. When Joseph rode through the streets, all the people bowed down to him. Being of good heart, Joseph forgave his brothers for what they had done and invited his family to come and live with him. God did not forget Joseph when he was scared and alone. He gave him courage and comfort and wisdom. God knows everything that happens to you, and he will not forget you either. Our memory verse for the day. Now, Jacob loved Joseph more than any of his other sons, because he had been born to him in his old age, and he made a richly ornamented robe for him. Genesis 37, verse 3.